Welcome back, Dream Warriors from Dreamland. I welcome you all to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alistair Dayhawk, and tonight, me proud to present Kamen Rider Zeztz, Episode 5. So, the episode continues where we left off last week with an air fight between the Crow Nightmare and Zeztz using his new wing Cassium. And we see the world, the dream world, upside down. You see the groom and Impe, whoever the name is, are upright. But the bride came through a window, and Baku saves her. And then we lead to another continuation of the sky fight. And then it disappears. And, once again, Baku saves the bride, and this is where he ponders as to why does this woman want to sabotage her own wedding. And I told you guys last week of what I assume the reason why she wanted to sabotage her own wedding, which is maybe she's in a arranged marriage where she doesn't like her fiance. She is forced into it because her father is on a high position in politics, and he's and the fiance is a rich heir to some company. So yeah, arranged marriage, and her heart yearns for her childhood friend MP, whoever. And, you see MP, just looking through the gates and seeing the wedding and all that stuff. And he cannot, he could stop it if he wanted to, but he just doesn't want to do it. So I assumed that, hey, she doesn't love this man. She loves the other man. That's it. But apparently, as we go through the episode, you realize that no, this is not it at all. And it's something like you never expected. And I was honestly disappointed, to be honest with you, because when I realized, once I know the truth of what it was, I was like, wait a minute, really? Really? I don't mean to sound like the whole thing, the issue with the Dreamers issue to go down the toilet, so to speak. It's just I just didn't expect it, because I expected something more impactful, I love another man and I want to do anything to stop my own wedding in order to do so. But for those who already seen it, which I hope you guys did, already knows the actual truth. So we go to after the from the opening credits to Nem questioning Miyuki, and she asks why do you want to sabotage your wedding for? But of course Miyuki doesn't understand why either. And this is where Baku intercepts and tells Nem that it's not her per se, it's just her subconsciousness that wants to sabotage her own wedding. That even the dreamer doesn't understand why he or she is doing that. We learned this, a couple of episodes ago of the three-parter pilot episodes. So, yeah, so she doesn't know why she's doing it. Baku's job is to find out why. And so, all of a sudden, as they were talking, you see the hallway manifest into this tree at some random park, and Baku's taking a picture of it, and then we get to the next scene where he wakes up, and this is the funny part of the whole episode, because Baku wakes up, and he notices the window is open. He was like, wait a minute, what the hell, when did I leave the window open? If I say door, I do apologize, but it's window. So he discovers the window is suddenly open. He doesn't understand, so he closes it, and he wants to go see Zero about what he learned. But then, as he was about to open the door to his closet, he notices that all his clothes were all messed up. like as if someone has been looking through his closet. And then when he went inside the office, you see our beloved Mulder and Scully already in the office. And Baku's like, what the hell are you even here? Like, how did you get here? And Scully's like, look, it wasn't our fault. We tried to wake you up. And then we get to this cutscene in the middle of the night where Baku's asleep, and you see Mulder and Scully breaking and entering. That's pretty much what it is. They were breaking and entering. And I'm like, guys, have you ever heard of a front door? Jesus. And like, how high is Baku's apartment at? Like, did you guys have some kind of ladder? Like, how did you climb up there? Like, I all these questions, that's the true mystery. How did you guys climb to Baku's window and all that? Because it's not on the first level, because it looks like Baku's apartment's like, what, how many floors? 4, 5 maybe? But damn, like, how does Mulder and Scully just climb up from a tree and just crashes into into Baku's room and all that stuff? So yeah, the excuse is, well, you were asleep, and we did answer, but you didn't respond, so we just help ourselves. Yeah, they do a lot of those, helping themselves in this episode. So they broke in the middle of the night, and poor Baku, like, he doesn't know what to do, because now his secret of being a Kamen Rider is still safe unless Zero and Baku decides, hey, let's just tell them. But for right now, his secret of base has been revealed, and he doesn't know what to do. And he is seeking Zero's help. But as you can tell, Zero is in his vehicle mode. Remember, he's an Autobot. And he's like whispering into Zero, like, what should I do about this? Like, I can't get rid of him. Like, what should I do? And Zero's advice was pretty good, which is like, tell him. They will be proven useful. And he's right, because I think with their help, Baku can do a lot of things done. So it's better to work with them than without them. And we all knew from the get-go that all three of them will be working together. And then once you count in Nam, maybe Minami, Nox, if he decides to join the good side sooner or later, they will all be inside the secret base. But for right now, you have bootleg Mulder and Scully. And so Zero gives Baku his blessing, like, yeah, don't worry about it. They're okay. Just tell them the truth. And so Baku confessed to them that he's a secret agent. I work with this company called Code, but yada yada yada, without telling them that he is also a Kamen Rider. Of course, Scully does not believe a single word of what Baku is saying, and yet you stumbled across a secret base inside his closet. Tell me, how does that doesn't make any sense? Like, you don't believe in Baku being a secret agent, and yet you stumble across a secret base inside a closet? Yeah. But our beloved Mulder, God bless the guy. He just like gets it. Like, he just like believes every single word that Baku says out of his mouth. Seriously, they're both kindred spirits, Baku and Mulder is. I swear. Because remember, Scully is the only one sane. And again, it's so weird seeing Baku in his boxer shorts, because I mean, he's in his sleep and he wakes up and sees all these unwanted visitors, and he is not dressed. And I'm surprised that Mulder or Scully never mentioned, like, hey, like, you're still in your boxers. But in any case, he tells them the truth. Scully does not believe in Baku. Mulder does. And he just goes on like, what? Okay, you're a secret agent. Okay, what are you fighting against? Is it the nightmares? And he's like all grabbing his shoulders and be like, is it the nightmares? Is it? And then Scully just does a side kick to Mulder. I'm like, chill, Mulder, relax. Damn. God damn. So he gets knocked out. He doesn't really get knocked out, but he gets hurt. And to make matters even worse, before they can get any more information from Baku, Sister Minami comes in and calls out Baku's name for breakfast. And Baku's like, shit. Like, not now. I mean, I had to deal with 2 unwanted guests, and now I'm going to have a third. There's no way I'm going to have Minami stumble in here and cause another set of problems. So he tells the agents to stay put in the secret base. Do not leave. Just stay there, and I'll deal with my sister. And so he goes out, and, they both talk for a little bit before they're having breakfast, and Baku's like, wait, hold on. Why are we eating in my room? You could tell that Baku really wants to get rid of her because, for good reasons, right? But Minami's like, what? You're trying to get rid of me? Do you want to have a month's worth of you cooking breakfast? And Baku's like, no, it's not it at all. I'm sorry. If you want to eat here, that's perfectly fine. And Baku's like, shit, I can't do anything right now. And so he can't get rid of her. And meanwhile, you see Mulder and Scully roaming around the secret base. And you see Scully, riding on Zero's back. And I'm surprised that we didn't have like a reaction from Zero, be like, turning red a little bit. Be like, oh, I have a woman riding me. That didn't happen. But you see Scully just getting on the motorcycle, and then all of a sudden you see this screen with this diagram full of all the people involved in this mission. And then meanwhile, back at Baku's room, Baku, lets Minami look at the picture he took from his dream and be like, hey, do you recognize this picture? Do you know it from anywhere? And this is where Minami said, hey, this is the same park that we ran at last week. And like, oh, okay. No wonder it looks familiar. So it's the park that they went to for running and all that. Meanwhile, we get to the next scene. Miyuki and her fiance, because they're not married yet, they were going to go on their honeymoon, and they want to go to New York for their honeymoon. And as the fiance was talking to her about it, Miyuki was like, and she was all acting nervous, like she's not looking forward to that honeymoon. For whatever reason, we don't know yet. So we quickly go back to Mulder and Scully, who once again just make themselves at home. Like they just like stumble into some secret base that just made it their own. And it sucks now because now they got rid of the truck. There's no reason to have these meetings in the truck. Now that they stumble across the secret base of Baku, they're gonna sneak in, go into the closet, and have secret meetings in the secret base. I'm like, oh man, that's the thing I didn't like about it. It irritates me of the fact that Mulder and Scully had to break into Baku's house, but I think the most of it that got me frustrated and sad is that no more truck. No more Mulder's office in the back of the truck anymore. It sucks. But yeah, so the agents are making themselves right at home, and you see them drinking the tea. That's for Zero, by the way. And so they were drinking the Zero tea. And we see all three of them making it official. All three of them are now working together and in the hopes of stopping these nightmare creatures and whatnot. And Mulder said, like, hey, we're here to help you on your mission because our mission is the same as yours. You help us, we will help you. And that's pretty much it. And poor Baku and Scully, they didn't have much of a say into this because, like, okay, this is just seriously all of a sudden, like, I don't know how to process this information. I'm like, you guys just stumbled into my secret base and now you want to work with me and whatnot. I'm like, can you slow down, please? And so they exchange info, and then all of a sudden, the agents decide that, hey, let us investigate the ties between the two families. And the scene ends so funny because after the agents and Baku were hey, we have our assignments, we're gonna leave. The agents, instead of going through the front door, they end up leaving the same way they came in, which is through a window. And Baku's in shock to see them just jump through a window. I'm like, God damn it. Oh man, it's gonna be so funny to see him break into Baku's window and go inside the secret base and coming out, and like eventually Baku will have to invent some kind of story as to, I don't know, like, why are these two people breaking and entering and leaving the house and just through a window. I don't know how is he gonna like invent a legit story, but yeah, it's just so funny. But unfortunately, like I said, they got rid of the truck, so now that the agents, they made themselves at home at the secret base, so that means they're gonna hang out there from now on, which is like, so they have their assignments. The agents go to go do their research while Baku goes to the park, and he stumbles across Miyuki, Miyuki, and we get a little bit of a reveal here, because it's revealed that this very tree changed her life in a very bad way. She doesn't go into specifics, but that something really bad happened to her at this very spot. So Baku returns and once again sees Mulder and Scully really making themselves feel right at home. Like, they're setting up everything in that secret base, making them their own. You see Mulder taking that sign of the Paranormal Activities Division and place it in this light stand, and I'm like, God damn it, guys. God damn it. I'll be like, wow, you're really making this place your own, don't you? Like, this, I own this place. Like, don't I have a say? But I don't know, man. I would have been so frustrated and angry with those two, in my opinion, if I were Baku, but whatever, right? So you see, Mulder and Scully making themselves at home and just like making them their own, and Baku gives them more info, and then Scully gives Baku, okay, here's the information that I got, which is apparently 15 years ago, Miyuki fell from a tree and Impy saved her life. And apparently that's what happened. So she climbed up a tree, she fell, and somehow Impy saved her. And Mulder, this is where he assumes that he cracked the case, that Miyuki is in an arranged marriage and that her heart belongs to Impy, and that's it. Case is solved. But Baku was like, he didn't say it, but he's just like thinking like, I don't think it's that. And he goes and he remembers his conversation he had with the bride and be like, this place changed my life. And it harbors bad memories. So I don't think that's it at all. He said, like, he wished it was that plain and simple, but there's more to it than that, or if even that. Even I was like, yeah, it's not leading to this arranged marriage thing. It has to be something else. So Baku, thinks otherwise. And Mulder says, well, it's your mission to find out if it's true or not. And Scully's like, can you do it? Because I don't believe you can. And Baku is thinking of what Zero said to him last week and just gave him, the determination and the courage and, not be all like, oh, I'm not an agent, blah, 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 blah. Like, he really be like, I am Agent 7, so I'm on a mission right now. So he goes to sleep. He wakes up at the church, and Mem tells Baku that the bride and groom were already married yesterday, and they're planning on going on their honeymoon. And so this is where Baku said, okay, so the nightmare dream has not happened yet, which means that he has time to find Miyuki's subconscious mind. And so he went to the place that he knows that he could find it, which is the tree at that park. So his hunch was right on the money. He sees the portal, he goes in, and he sees 2 doors instead of 3. So there were 2 doors. One of them is open while the other is still locked. Baku goes in and peeks through the keyhole, and he sees an airport. And so he sees an airport, and then Baku figures out that no, this is not about an arranged marriage. Apparently, she does love her husband. It's something else, which is she is afraid of heights, and she doesn't want to go on the plane. That's it. That is the answer. She doesn't want to go on a plane because she's afraid of heights and whatnot. And so Baku said, okay, I need to go to this airport because this nightmare creature is going to plan on, causing a plane crash. So you see Baku and Zero riding to the airport, and you see the crow nightmare attacking the plane, and Baku shows up, turns into Zeztz in his wing form, and we see another sky fight. And then we get to see Baku use the new Caspian, the stream Caspian, and you see him riding the airplane to safety. And you see him, while riding the airplane to safety, shooting at the crow nightmare. And he ends up destroying it by using the break him bullet attack, and he destroys it. And we quickly go back to the real world where you see the husband changing, the honeymoon plans, that after that nightmare she had, maybe we should just, we should do something else for a honeymoon or something. And the bride was like, yeah, I like that a lot. And she's happy while MP is once again looking through the gate of their house and just like feeling all sad. And then you see Mulder and Scully and Baku just looking on as well. And Mulder all of a sudden just went to MP and be like, hey, do you want to give up on your love? And MP says, like, look, as long as she's happy, then it's enough for me. And then we have the awkward moment between the two of like, who the hell are you? And Mulder does not say anything. And Baku is smiling and happy, hoping that those two have happy dreams. And then we lead to the last scene of the episode where Knox is reading a book with all these symbols. And it's the symbols of civilization, mind, reality, body. And he says in this another evil monologue that all things in the world are destined to break down except us. And then he ends with Nem. And that's how the episode ends. Yeah, it was an okay episode. Here I thought that that the bride wanted to sabotage her own wedding because, she's in love with somebody else. But it wasn't the case at all. It was all about, oh, I just don't want to go on an airplane because I'm afraid of heights. And yeah, that was it. And poor Impe, he's the only one who got the short end of the stick. But I know, it is what it is. It's a bittersweet ending. You get to see Baku using the stream capsium, and Mulder, Scully, and Baku are not official. They're now a consistent unit now, and they're gonna make the secret base their own because the truck is no more. It's just, again, I don't know how Baku is gonna make up the story about these two people breaking and entering through his window and coming out from the closet. Like, I don't know how Baku's gonna pull that off. That's his problem. And then Zero will eventually has to reveal himself in front of the agents, because I don't know how long that he will stay in his motorcycle form without without saying anything. So yeah, we're gonna have like a huge shock factor once Zero reveals himself. And Mulder's gonna be super happy that he's gonna be working with a talking motorcycle, and Scully's like, I think I need to go talk to a psychiatrist. I think I'm going crazy. But yeah, I mean, this episode overall, it's just like, well, whatever. I mean, it has its good moments, like Scully and Mulder just crashing in, and I find it to be funny. And now it's official. They are working together now, and then for a whole year, right? They're working together for the whole year, so yeah. And then Nox and Nem, I'm not surprised that they're related somehow, so I'm not surprised. But in any case, thank you so much for listening, guys. If you've seen the episode, which I hope you guys did, tell me your thoughts and opinions about it. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did you like this whole reveal that Miyuki had Afraid of Heights instead of this arranged marriage thing that, I personally like, well, okay, whatever. But I'm curious about your thoughts about this turn of events. Did I miss anything? Even though I have my notes in front of me, I may have missed a couple of things. Give a like if you like it, and please subscribe, and I will see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny!